Coming off losses, both head coaches calling out their teams earlier this week.
Not everybody, and that's the accountability that I talk about. It's a mentality by each individual player.
I don't like the way we came out. I don't like the way they had 16-play drive right down our throat to start the game. I feel like we underachieved today, and that's very frustrating. There's no talk about playoffs over here. We're trying to win the next game. We're not even close to even thinking about the playoffs right now.
And Jay Gruden told me before the game that he thinks his group pretty much got the message when they returned to practice. That is, those who were able to practice. So many injured starters and key players. The Redskins pretty much went with walkthroughs most of the week. Injuries in this game, center Spencer Long is out. He's in the concussion protocol, meaning Kirk Cousins will be on his third center of the season. A surprise scratch for the Eagles, Brandon Brooks. He is out with an illness. Back to you, Kevin.
That's a lot of outs, Pam, that's for sure. So each team playing with a banged-up offensive line, big weapons back. Jordan Reed, who is maybe the best player on the Redskins. He's so good. And then Ryan Matthews and Jordan Matthews for Philadelphia. So getting some weapons back, losing offensive linemen. Washington won the toss. They elected to defer, and so Hopkins will do the kicking. And away we go from Philadelphia. Here's Smallwood. Good hole. And a good return for the Eagles as Smallwood is out to the 27, and we will get a chance to see Carson Wentz, who struggled of late but not at home this year. He and the Eagles 4-1 in Philadelphia.
You know, and Kevin, the balance that they need, that a rookie quarterback needs, is the ability to run the football. That's what they've done well at home. That takes some of the burden off him. You see the last 9 games, it hasn't been very good. To me, that's more indicative of what's around Carson or not around Carson. They know they need to build, but I still see so many positive signs with this young man.
Off a 3-game losing streak against a division rival, both need the game. And he'll pass it on first down, coming inside, and there is a completion. Getting it out to the tight end, Zach Ertz, and he's got a Philadelphia first down.
And you love that, getting the young quarterback in a rhythm early on in this game with a quick throw. Carson Wentz on target to Zach Ertz.
And so a 1st and 10 from the 40. Ryan Matthews at a running back, and he'll get it back from the injury and puts his head down. Is going to get about 4.5. Matthews has been out with an MCL sprain, suffered that against Seattle, so he missed basically 2.5 weeks. Last time he was really healthy was a game here against Atlanta, John. He went 109 yards, 2 touchdowns that day. And, you know, you wonder about running the ball, why it's important. That's why. You don't want to ask the rookie to throw as much as Carson Wentz has been throwing. He threw it 60 times last week against Cincinnati. Smallwood in the game now. He gets it. He gets tripped up immediately by Will Compton. So a 3rd down coming.
Real good job by Will Compton. Seeing the run and then going. You take the fight to them. You get in their backfield. It's exactly what Compton does. Really nice job by this Redskins defense. Now here has been the problem, though. 3rd down defense for these Redskins, almost historically bad.
Yeah, on 3rd down this year, Washington 48% allowing first downs, which is the worst in the National Football League. 3rd and 6. Delayed blitz. Wentz running away from it. Fires complete. Jordan Matthews has it into Redskins territory. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.
Well, Carson Wentz, one thing you're going to learn about this young man watching him play, he's an athlete. He can extend, and in this league, it's not always going to be perfect. Coverage early, but he extends, he keeps his eyes downfield, and finds Jordan Matthews. They're a better team with Jordan Matthews on the field. That gait doesn't look very healthy, though. A little hitch in Jordan Matthews' getty-up, but credit to him for gutting through it.
Yeah, he had a right ankle injury versus Green Bay a couple weeks ago, and they have sorely missed him. He's really their one bona fide wide receiver. First down. Wentz over the middle, hits Entz. Wentz to Entz. Little Dr. Seuss, and a gain of 9. Ertz, I should say. Making up names, John. So you talk about this Redskins defense, right? And, you know, points per game, they're doing okay. They actually play all right except for the biggest areas, third down and in the red zone.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, look, and I say it each and every week, the most important statistic is points. So you give them credit from that standpoint. They're short players. Their money is on the offensive side of the ball on this team. They got one game-changing player in my mind. That's Josh Norman.
Fake the run. Here comes pressure. Wentz going to run and run it for a first. The pressure came from Ryan Kerrigan, and Carson Wentz decided to take it himself to move the chain.
And you love the formula early, quick throws, and then put Carson Wentz on the perimeter with the play action pass. There's the naked, a little block by Selleck. He sees green grass in front and goes ahead and takes it. Carson Wentz looking in rhythm and on point early in Philadelphia.
And so the opening drive for Philadelphia has been a good one. This will be the 7th play. From the 34, it's a handoff, and that is going to be Matthews. So the Eagles' offensive line is, well, they're a mess right now. They've got a lot of guys out there on the third right tackle with Alan Barber, who's normally a left guard over there. Brandon Brooks came in today, all of a sudden sick. He's not playing, so you've got Isaac Seumalo over there. They've got some issues, John, and then you plug in Wisniewski at left guard.
And look, the truth of the matter, this team was extremely successful early on. And then Lane Johnson, their right tackle, who was playing like an all-pro player, he went out with this 10-game suspension. They haven't been the same since.
No, they have not. They will run it here, and a good gain by Matthews, and that's going to pick up a few more. So you're looking at 3rd and short, and this is an area the Eagles have been dreadful on 3rd down because they haven't had a lot of these.
Yeah, but on this drive, what they've been doing, they've been staying out of those 3rd and longs by being productive on 1st and 2nd down. The formula is running the football, good balance, and then quick throws. Stay away from the negative plays, which have been so penal to this Philadelphia offense all year.
And so it'll be a 3rd down and 3. Fake the run, pressure. Wentz tries to get rid of it, incomplete. He got pressured by Kerrigan, and really nothing he could do. He didn't fall for the fake. And now is Doug Peterson thinking about going?
Well, I said earlier, they've got one game-changing player, talking about this Redskins defense. They've got a very good one, though, in Ryan Kerrigan. You can fool him once, as we saw earlier on that boot, but this time, not so fast, Carson. Ryan Kerrigan right on his job.
Doug Peterson wanting to set the tone early. This is certainly a makeable field goal, but he's going to go on 4th down and 3. 10 of 19 on 4th this year. Now, it looked like maybe they were trying to draw Washington offsides. They ended up calling a timeout.
I think Wentz trying to draw him offsides, then not liking the look. They were showing pressure and wisely calling the timeout. They're going to talk about it.
And so they will discuss. It's been a good opening drive for Philadelphia. But looks like they're going to kick a field goal now. Special teams come on the field.
Well, Kev, when you talk about supporting a rookie quarterback, you got to do a few things. First of all, you got to be able to run the football. You see it when they run, they're good. When they don't, then you got to stay ahead of the change. The Eagles up top in this league in terms of those penalties, and what's that do? That puts you in 3rd and long. 54% of their 3rd downs are 3rd and long. Not the recipe for success with a rookie.
This will be from 45 for Sturgis, dead central. And so the Eagles take the opening possession, hook up with a field goal. They've got the early lead over Washington, 3-0. Back in Philadelphia as the Eagles take the opening kick, go 10 plays, 46 yards. Caleb Sturgis, a 45-yard field goal to put them up. And, you know, 3rd down is huge for this team. So they picked up one on that drive, and the other they failed. And then on 4th down, they decide to kick.
What the good sign is, they're putting themselves in better 3rd down situations. I mean, the poor kid talking about Carson Wentz has just been living in these 3rd and longs, which is impossible in this league.
Sure is. And so now chance for Washington to have the ball. They'll start it off on their own 25-yard line. We will see Kirk Cousins for this Redskins offense. He's done very well against the Eagles. 3-1 the last 4 meetings, including meeting earlier this season when he beat Philadelphia in Washington, D.C. And then you look at the numbers, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's been flawless, but it's very interesting. Look, this is a prolific offense. They've got targets all over, but in week 6, when they beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they ran it for 230 yards. Jay Gruden, their head coach, he wants more of it with that man, Rob Kelly, today.
We'll see if Kelly will be a big factor. Now, that's a good start for him. They give it to him and a nice gain, spinning his way out to the 31 and a gain of 6. So Pam gave you a lot of the injuries to start. Boy, this offensive line is just like the Eagles offensive line. They're banged up in some ways. Now they do get Trent Williams back from a 4-game suspension, and he's an all-pro type player, so that is a big get for them. But Sean Laval and Spencer Long, their left guard and their center, are out. So John Sullivan, a veteran, starts at center today. And Ari Kwanjo, second-year player, starts at left guard, number 74. We'll see how they hold up against this Eagles pass rush. Second down on the draw. Patience from Kelly. And Graham on the tackle. So a third down and short is coming up. I don't know if many people realize, John, that Redskins have the second best offense in the National Football League. The only issue is in the red zone. They have had trouble scoring touchdowns.
Exactly, and they still score a lot of points per game. So you just think if they only improve that, and it doesn't really make sense because they run the ball very effectively, and typically that translates. I think Kirk Cousins, he struggled early, had a couple turnovers. I think it spooked him and his coaches all year long.
I think Jordan Reed being back is huge, too. He's at the bottom of your screen now, their athletic tight end. Third down. They come with a blitz. Picked up. Cousins far side to Crowder. Oh, I think he's short. And now it's incomplete. No catch on the play as Leotis McKelvin had the coverage in a 3-and-out.
Well, this was the challenge in week 6. They could not cover these dynamic Washington wide receivers. And Jamison Crowder had a big day. Right here, Leotis McKelvin keeps playing through the catch. Crowder, as we know, you have to control the ball on the way to your ground. He does not.
Tressway will punt it away to the dangerous Darren Sproles. Fair catch called for. Now he lets, and it may have hit an Eagle, and it goes out of bounds anyway. So that one kind of died there. C.J. Smith was around the area, and Sproles is hurt. Well, that's not good. Their biggest weapon on offense is Sproles, favoring that knee. Let's see what happened. Ouch. That did not look pretty. Eagles football up 3. Darren Sproles got dinged up on the last play. His own teammate, C.J. Smith, the rookie from North Dakota State, kind of ran into him on the punt coverage. He's trying to jog it off. It's obviously a big player for Philadelphia. And they'll start off on their own 20. Four-man rush. Wentz has time, got to air it out, lofting for Aguilar, can't make the play, and there's the penalty flag. Quinton Dunbar's getting more time last weekend today. He'll be called on the penalty.
You love to see it from Nelson Aguilar. You talk about all year, there's just been nothing dynamic in this Philadelphia wide receiving core. Nelson Aguilar can run, but he hasn't shown it on the field.
Pass interference, defense number 47. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul, and an automatic first down.
But you love the fact that they take it downfield, and I'll tell you something, Aguilar in that second half, they threw it 60 times. I saw Nelson Aguilar get better. They benched him 2 weeks ago against the Green Bay Packers. I think he got the message, playing a little more sudden, using that speed on the field.
And you forget he can run, and also you saw that number. They have not been good throwing deep at all, so at least taking a shot there. Here's Ertz getting involved again. He's been heavily involved in a nice move for Zach Ertz, who has a first down. He was heavily criticized in Philadelphia this week for a block that he had no part of last week. But he's come to play early today.
So much, Kevin, of yards after catch in this league is all about the accuracy of the quarterback. Look at this. You can't throw it any better. Right in stride. That allows Ertz to turn it up and get big yards. Carson Wentz throwing with tremendous accuracy early on, and it's showing up in the yards after catch.
And so a first down. Darren Sproles is back in for Philadelphia, so that's good news. Apparently all right. After the injury on the punt. Fake. Carrion doesn't fall for it again. Trying to drag Wentz down. He gets rid of it to Burton. That was some play by Carson Wentz to stay up and get a positive out of a sack.
Well, if I'm Carson Wentz, I think I'm looking to the sideline and saying, hey, Doug, could we try the boot on the other side? Because that guy, Ryan Kerrigan, he's not going for it. But what an effort by Carson Wentz, staying up, locating Trey Burton. I mean, this is just tremendous. Alan Barber trying to hold him up, and he does. And then Carson Wentz getting rid of it to Trey Burton. That's outstanding.
Meanwhile, Kerrigan had 2.5 sacks against Philadelphia the last time they played. He's already been in the backfield a few times today. On second down, Matthews, left side, and he's to the 18. John, interesting on the Eagles' offensive line. We told you Brandon Brooks ill today, showed up at the stadium. So for the second time in a month, Isaac Seumalo, guess what, kid? Come to the park, you're in.
Yeah, you know what? And it's a good way to lose your job. You know, and if he's sick, you know, you hope he gets better, and you hope, because it's the second time, that nothing is wrong. But an opportunity for Seumalo on a team that's trying to establish a culture moving forward, a toughness for the future.
Seumalo is a third-round pick, a rookie from Oregon. 3rd and 5. Wentz firing. Complete. Matthews, 1st and goal. What a difference having Jordan Matthews back for Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz looking so good again, on time, accurately, and when you throw on time and with great accuracy in this league, you're going to be successful.
Wentz 6 of his first 7 to start this game, including a 44-yard pass interference penalty on a deep ball. So he has come out on fire, and a 1st and goal now for the Eagles with Sproles in the backfield. Throw it again. He's got time. He's going to loft it coming near side. Matthews incomplete. That was close.
It's a beautiful throw, though. I mean, that's a ball that Jordan Matthews, we'll see if that right foot is down. The left one certainly is. That right one out of bounds. So Jordan Matthews out last week, got to do a better job of dragging that foot. But what a perfect throw by Carson Wentz, who's really on target today.
He looks as sharp as he has all year long to start this game. On 2nd and goal, they will run it. Smallwood, and he barrels his way down to the 3. Dookie and Nacho in there. Washington without their starting safety today, Will Blackman. So Nacho getting time back there. Saw their real starting safety, D'Angelo Hall, on the field before the game in street clothes.
Well, they brought him up for a little moral encouragement. You know, this team fighting for it. They smell the playoffs, but they need all hands on deck. And D'Angelo Hall, big leader on this team. They've got him here today.
3rd and goal. 2 of 3 on 3rd down so far. Blitz. Wentz gets rid of it, and it is intercepted. DeShazer Everett, his first pick of the year.
DeShazer Everett, he barely plays defense. This is new having him in here. They haven't been having a lot of production at the safety position. Everett coming up with the big pick here early in Philly.
Well, football is a game of inches, right, John? The previous play, beauty of a pass, Jordan Matthews just misses getting his 2nd foot in bounds, you see there. So then they go to a 3rd down, and then what happens? Wentz, little off on the throw. DeShazer Everett, who barely plays his first, not only of the season, but of his career. They are looking at this to make sure he had control. Ruling on the field was an interception. You
know, it's interesting. I was talking to his quarterback coach, Carson Wentz quarterback coach, as we see Everett and what our officials are looking at, and here they come. Here comes Tony Corrente.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as an interception and touchback. 1st down.
So you were talking to Frank Reich before the game?
And he talked about fundamentals of Carson Wentz and feet and finish. And right there, if you see him throw that ball, his feet are moving backwards and he doesn't finish. You look at the little things. He was on point, but the fundamentals, he falls back his feet and finish were not good right there. So it's some habits that he has to break.
That's what a pass rush will do to you. And a big turnover for Washington as they will start on first down. Cousins going to sling it over the middle. And he's got Pierre Garçon, who's got a first down and a gain of 16. And Garçon has really come alive the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he sure has. And what Kirk Cousins said, we're letting him run a greater variety of routes. We had really taken the vertical aspect of his game away because Deshaun Jackson usually does that. The last 2 games, 11 catches for Pierre Garçon, making this defense even harder to defend.
So Washington picks up their first down. From the 36, it is Kelly who fights his way for 3. First game break of the day for us. Let's check in with Carissa. Pittsburgh and Buffalo should play in the snow, John.
Oh, boy. It just if you remember the game we were here, I don't know what year that was.
3 years ago.
Oh,
Lions,
Detroit,
Eagles.
Philly, it was beautiful. Snow all over, LaShawn McCoy going crazy. It was awesome.
No one kicked an extra point that day. That's how nuts the conditions are. That was fun. 2nd and 8 for Cousins, who steps up and fires, looking for Deshaun Jackson, but he was held clearly. That is going to be on Philadelphia. Malcolm Jenkins on the coverage.
Well, they have a 2-deep concept, and Malcolm Jenkins ends up in space. Usually not a challenge for Malcolm Jenkins because he's so used to covering receivers, but you see Deshaun
Pass
Jackson.
interference, defense number 27. The ball being placed in spot of the foul, and an automatic first down.
And it wasn't a lot, but it was enough right in front of all the officials. 2 flags come flying.
Yeah, once the ball is in the air, it's pass interference. Before that, it's a hold. So that was clearly in the air. And here come the Redskins. And Kirk Cousins, and John, I don't know, most people, just because he's not a big name, he was, he sat behind RG3. Kirk Cousins is 3rd in the NFL in passing. He's 6th in completion percentage. He has turned himself into a big-time quarterback on first down. Going to the far sideline, Vernon Davis, who steps out after maybe 1.
And you know, there's a lot of talk in Washington. Should this be our guy moving forward? Is he really a $20 million contract? You got to take your head off the figure, off the number. I think that scares me. That's the going rate, folks. You may not like it, but it's the going rate for good quarterbacks. This guy is a really good quarterback. He's earned the right, in my mind, to be the Redskins quarterback moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think there's a question about it. I don't know what else you want to look at. Look around the league for the teams that are looking for a quarterback. Second down. Cousins over the middle. Bullet complete and a good catch with contact. Garçon made the grab and absorbing the hit from McLeod.
I mean, look at this throw. I remember years ago, Mike Shanahan, back when they had Robert Griffin humming, he said, John, you ought to see this kid, Kirk Cousins, throw the football. He can throw it with anyone in this league. I mean, that's a confident throw in a tight window. Big-time quarterbacking by Kirk Cousins.
The Eagles met the Redskins earlier this year. Washington put up 493 yards on this Philly D. First down. Run it. Kelly. And not much. Hicks on the tackle. So you're talking about Kirk Cousins, right? And him being on that level. Here is the case for Cousins. What do we have for Kirk? Well, I mean, you see some of the numbers. I mean, he's got great numbers and an excellent rating. You know, you like that? Yeah, I think you like that. You like that production since that game against Tampa, that big comeback, and then the most pass yards this season. He's number 3 in the league behind the guys named Breeze and Ryan. Franchise records, he's got 10 of them. He's just beginning. Now, of course, you want to see playoffs and wins. Trying to get back there for a second season. 2nd and 8 coming. So is the blitz. It's picked up. Going end zone. Incomplete. He had Vernon Davis, but he overshot him by a hair.
He does have Vernon Davis, and Vernon Davis has been a huge revelation for this Washington Redskins team. Jordan Reed being out, now they have the both of them. Vernon Davis really having a bounce-back year.
Told you about Washington bad defensively on third. Offensively on third down, they're 3rd best in the NFL. Third and 8. Blitz. Cousins near side. Incomplete. McKelvin on the play, and Washington will settle for a field goal.
You like to see this if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. They've struggled so much in their secondary, in particular at the cornerback position. But you're seeing good play and good finish by Leotis McKelvin.
Trying to get it to Jamison Crowder. Instead, it'll be a field goal try for Dustin Hopkins, who has missed 6 on the year. This would be a 38-yard try. All right, tie this game up. Little help from the post as Hopkins misses his 7th of the year. Wide left. Eagles still in front. So Dustin Hopkins misses a 38-yard field goal, and it remains 3-0 Philadelphia. Here, John Lynch, Pam Oliver on the sidelines. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Glad to have you aboard. Good old NFC East battle. Washington, the 7th spot, 1 game back of the Bucs in this playoff chase. On first down, here's Wentz. Time and a lot of it. Firing near side. Aguilar goes up and gets it. And Aguilar is out to the 38. It'll be about a hair shy of a first down.
And Kevin, this is why it's so important to at least challenge people deep. We saw the PI earlier. Now Dunbar has to respect the speed of Aguilar. He comes back on the double move comeback. That's good feet and finish by Wentz. Leads to good accuracy. You like the game plan and you like the execution by these Eagles early.
Here's Smallwood. He gets tripped up right away. Trent Murphy, who's had himself a fine year on the tackle. That may be the end of the first quarter.
Murphy has been excellent for the Redskins this year. He's playing that defensive end position. He's kind of bounced back between that defensive end and outside linebacker, penetrating into the backfield. Really good stuff by Trent Murphy.
And that will do it for quarter number 1. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 when we come back. Eagles with a field goal. Redskins with nothing after a 1. 3-zip from Philly. Well, if you're an Eagles fan, John, it's in the bag. 4-0 after leading after the first quarter. 3-0 Philadelphia. We start the second quarter. 3rd down and 2. That's what their face was right here. Matthews on the draw, and he's got a first down. Ryan Matthews gets his 5th carry of the day back from injury, and he moves the chains for Philly.
Look, and having Ryan Matthews back is huge. We're going to see how healthy he is, but he's just that big back. Look, it seems like it's a broken record. We say it every time we have a game with Ryan Matthews. You love everything about him, about 2 things. The ball security, which has been a struggle his whole career, and his availability. He's been hurt a lot in his career. When healthy, he's productive.
Fake the run. Here comes Murphy. Wentz in trouble. Gets hit as he throws, and it's complete. He has got the tight end Ertz into Washington territory, and he took a shot. 29 yards on the hookup.
Well, Trent Murphy almost gets there. You see Murphy working from the edge against Brent Selleck, and then hits Carson Wentz low. Not sure why that's not a roughing penalty, but Carson Wentz doing a great job again taking the ball downfield. This is an element that has been missing in action in this Eagles offense.
Well, Zach Ertz is having himself a good start. He's got 4 catches, 64 yards. Sproles in the backfield. He'll get it up the middle. And Sproles to the 29 is going to pick up 3 yards.
You know, you see Sproles earlier. We see that slow motion replay, and we think, you know, that he may be hurt. Both his ankle and his knee don't look good. The guy is so tough. I just love watching the guy play. I really do. He's one of the great stories in this league, a little guy, and that Tide commercial he has where he says a whole lot of oomph in every ounce. A perfect commercial for this guy.
Sproles, 5'6". Sure, he's been hearing about that his whole life, and he's produced big time in his NFL career. He's going to line up as a wide receiver now, top of your screen. On second down, Wentz going to go over the middle. That's Brent Selleck. Long-time Eagle, inside the 20. Doesn't catch too many passes anymore. That's only his 8th of the year. He's been in this town for 10 years as Selleck.
This offense has a real good rhythm, starting with the balance. They're running enough to keep these Redskins off balance, and they're throwing quick or taking it downfield. You just like everything that they're doing.
Kerrigan's out right now, so this is more than a rest, I would think. Eagles have passed it 12 times. They've run it 10 times so far. There's the balance you're talking about, John. First down. Wentz going to go deep, looking, end zone, incomplete. Burton was the guy. 47 on 47. He was covered by Dunbar.
I like that number a whole lot. I like that matchup. Trey Burton. And speaking of liking a whole lot, Trey Burton's a guy, kind of an obscure guy, third tight end. He's a guy Carson Wentz really likes, and you can see it in film. They have a great connection, and Carson Wentz said he's just a smart football player. When Jordan Matthews was out, he took a lot of the receiver reps, so he's got great versatility, and Carson Wentz really likes throwing to him.
Eagles go pistol formation, and now Sproles sprints out of it. They look his way. Pressure, set up a middle screen to Selleck, and that goes nowhere. Preston Smith kind of sniffed that out.
Sniffed it out in a big way. That's a great play by Preston Smith. That's trusting your keys, and it's studying and preparation. Preston Smith up here, watch him go hug up. If that's your man, you stay with him. He senses that something's going on, stays right with Brent Selleck. Says, I'm not having that.
This would be a 3rd and long. One thing about Washington's secondary, Quentin Dunbar, number 47, former wide receiver of Florida, playing a lot today. They've had some trouble in this area in this 3rd down and long. 3rd and 12. They run a stunt. They get some pressure. Wentz going to get rid of it. Sproles has a ways to go, and he's going to be shy of a first down. He needed about 3.5 more, and that would seem like a field goal try.
That's kind of a double whammy for Wentz and the Eagles. Not only a 3rd and long, but a 3rd and long down here in the red zone where everything's compressed. And Doug Peterson, again, showing that he's not afraid. Last time, remember, they called the timeout. Here, we'll see what they do.
So Peterson going to go for it. He's done it a lot this year. Ryan Kerrigan out of the game still. Their best pass rusher. 4th and 3, and there's movement. And now they're not going to go. I think that's on the left side for Philadelphia.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
Jason Peters, you're going to see, and it's just something we chronicled earlier. They lead the league in pre-snap penalties. That's not a good thing. Jason Peters, 45. A veteran who plays extremely well, but that, you talk about culture and all those things, you got to eliminate that. You can't beat yourself. 45
is an unbelievable number, most in the league, and so now they will indeed try a field goal. Sturgis hit one earlier from 45. This would be from 36 yards out, and this is perfect. Eagles add to their lead. They settle for 3. It's 6-0. Eagles have had the ball, John, 10-play drives, 2 of them, but settling for field goals. They have moved it. They've looked pretty good. They also had an interception in the end zone, so feels that they should be up by about 30 right now, but it's only 6-0. And here comes Washington with Chris Thompson. And good return. Thompson out across the 30, and that's where Kirk Cousins will take over, looking to get this Redskins offense going, and now a little scuffle at the end. A division rivalry. What do you want? Love those images. 164th meeting between the Eagles and Redskins. One of the great rivalries in the NFL. Washington badly needs this game. Eagles are struggling, likely out of the playoff picture, still mathematically alive. And so here we go, 6-0 Philadelphia. Here comes Kirk Cousins and company. Fake to Kelly. He's got time, now steps away. Now things break down and down he goes. And there is a sack by Fletcher Cox for the first time in 8 games.
Well, we had him as a player to watch, and I said, come on, Fletcher. And that's just because this defense needs him. This defense has been in a big-time slump. 1 sack in the last 3 games. That's great effort. Just collapsing the pocket from every which way, and Fletcher Cox finishing, which is something he and this defense has not done of late.
No, he got a $103 million contract for the year and got it off to a fast start, but has been quiet. And to be fair, he gets doubled quite a bit. 2nd and 11. They'll run it. Thompson scurries through. And he's out across the 39.
You know, Kevin, you talked about Fletcher Cox and getting doubled a lot. That comes when you're a great player. That's going to happen. I've played with one of the best at that position, Warren Sapp.
Yep.
He was doubled, tripled. They'd wham him, they'd crack him, they'd do everything to him, but he managed to make an impact in every game. When you get paid that much, that's what you're that is what is expected of you.
Jordan Reed has not been targeted yet by the Redskins, coming back from that shoulder injury. Number 86. See if they look for him on 3rd down. And they'll run a little zone read with Cousins, who's got a 1st down. Jay Gruden pulling out the tricks.
That's such a valuable weapon to have in your bag. And remember, he was the backup behind RG3. And so he's just watching Brandon Graham right there. Brandon Graham kind of plays in between. He keeps it and gets the 1st down. A long, hard ride on the fake. Kirk Cousins, enough athleticism to get around the corner for the 1st down.
And so it'll be a 1st down. Redskins go 2 tight ends. That's Deshaun Jackson in motion, number 11. Fake to Kelly. Cousins, a lot of time, going to come back to Kelly. And he's getting by Kendricks, and he's got a 1st down. Into Eagles territory. Game break time. Let's check in with Carissa. It would probably do in Buffalo, John, if they lose that game. And so it's a big game for both teams. 14-zip. Pittsburgh, 6-0 Eagles, our score. Thanks, Carissa. Kelly breaks off 1 tackle, breaks off another, and gets shoved backwards with a big hit by Jordan Hicks. It's interesting watching Kelly run, John, because we talked to Brandon Graham this week, and he had a good description of him, I thought.
Well, I thought it was pretty incredible. He said, look, he reminds us a lot of Marshawn Lynch.
Wow.
And you look at a run like that, that's one of those spectacular 1.5-yard gains. But when you watch him on film, the first guy never brings him down. He runs through arm tackles. You better bring your body. Undrafted free agent. He's been a huge find for these Redskins.
There has. Certainly wasn't expected to be the starting running back. That's Matt Jones, who's been inactive for weeks now. 2nd down, blitz picked up. Cousins throwing far side. There's a completion to Jordan Reed, his first target back from that dislocated shoulder, and he is playing through pain today.
Well, what a job, Kevin. You talked about the blitz pickup. Chris Thompson, not very big, but look at him come across, get enough on Bradham. Kirk Cousins can step up, and Jordan Reed, you talk about a difference maker. This guy playing through pain. We talked to him the other day. He was excited. He said, look, I'm healthy enough. My team needs me. I'm going to be there.
He said it's pretty painful, but I can handle it. That's for sure. And a 1st down. And this is Kelly for a couple. Eagles stacked it up pretty well.
So, Kevin, you've got Rob Kelly, who they want more of. But when you look at the rest of this Redskins offense, it's just like an embarrassment of riches. You got 3 guys up around 60 catches and 3 around 40. Kirk Cousins talking about it. He said, look, it's not the perfect recipe to send a guy to Hawaii to the Pro Bowl, but it makes you awful tough to defend. And I think Jay Gruden so wisely called upon the run game, because in this time of year, going into the playoffs, you need the run game. But you mix a run game with these weapons, just incredible offense for these Washington Redskins.
Another blitz picked up and another completion to the far side. That's Garcon, who's going to be a yard shy of a 1st down.
That's a big time throw. all the way from the middle of the field, outside, puts it only where Garcon can get it. Great job by Garcon getting both feet in.
Well, that's close, John. I wonder if Doug Peterson's inclined to look at this. He's got the flag out of his pocket. Is he going to throw it? Crowd wants him to. They'll hang on to it. 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Kelly sidesteps. Good move by Kelly for first. Man, that looked like it was going backwards, but Kelly made it happen. Fans booing. They wanted Peterson to throw the flag. And here's why.
Well, let's look at it. So we got left foot down. Did that right toe touch earlier in the process? Not sure. Doug Peterson had it in his hand.
Let's see.
At that point, it's clearly not in. Earlier in the process, it may have been in. I saw Eagles coach tell him to put it away. So upstairs, they got information. Not sure if it was good information, though.
I don't know that he's definitely winning that challenge, John. They called that a catch on the field. It was close. So they'll run. Kelly breaks another tackle. Rob Kelly into the end zone. Touchdown.
Keeps running like that. There's going to be a lot of people comparing him to Marshawn Lynch. Going right up the gut. Look at Vernon Davis come down on a wind back. That allows Rob Kelly just to get the arm tackle from Marcus Smith. Arm tackles, as I said, are not going to bring this guy down. This offensive line for the Washington Redskins, this run game so well coordinated, led by Bill Callahan, their offensive line coach and run game coordinator. It's a tough offense to stop, folks.
Boy, he is a load. 22-yard run for Rob Kelly, his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Not a bad find for an undrafted college free agent out of Tulane who was a fullback at one point. And this to take the lead for Washington. Hopkins got it. Redskins put 7 on the board. Rob Kelly with 22 yards to finish it off. Boy, this guy is tough. A little dance into the end zone. It's a 1-point Washington lead. Let's look at this play again at Garcon, John.
Watch the right foot right there. Catch, right foot down and control. I think it was a wise challenge. I don't think the Philly fans agree with me. They were giving it to their head coach during that break.
He would have lost that one. I mean, they were booing. He's had a couple of questionable challenges the last couple of weeks, and of course the Eagles have lost 3 in a row, but that was wise to hang on to. Here's a short pooch kick. It's going to be taken by Aguilar, and he's diving forward near the 24. That's where the Eagles will take over, suddenly down 1. Redskins riding Rob Kelly to the end zone to a 1-point lead here in the 2nd quarter. 10-play, 69-yard drive. Handshakes from Rob Kelly to the offensive lineman who blocked his way there, and a 22-yard run for the rookie to put the Redskins in front. Here come the Eagles now. I'm going to try run it for a short gain to Ryan Matthews. So the Eagles have been in the red zone 3 times. They got 6 points. And Washington finally takes the lead. Hey, welcome to the booth. John Lynch and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So what have we seen here so far? Philadelphia looks good, but now they're losing.
Yeah, just what you said. I mean, I think we see it week in and week out. You've got to take advantage of your opportunities. Carson Wentz on fire early. In this corner of the end zone, throws one right there to Jordan Matthews. He doesn't get that second foot down. That's the difference in this game. When you've got someone down, you've got to keep them down, and you've got to take advantage of opportunities.
Ryan Kerrigan is back in the game for Washington, so that's good news for them. Wentz has all day coming near side. Good throw. Matthews has that catch out to the 40. And a first down for Philadelphia and a gain of 14.
You know, the thing that you like is there was a period after that hot start for Carson Wentz where he was regressing. He's getting better again. I think it started in the second half versus the Cincinnati Bengals last week. Everybody was saying, why would you throw 60 times? He got in a rhythm in that second half, down 26-0, and he grew in that game. He got better, and I think it's carrying over to this week.
Matthews on the draw. Not much. You know, John, it's interesting. Had the Eagles a couple times this year. And Wentz is extremely comfortable under center. He did that in college, but they don't do it much.
No, and I think they should more, because one of his issues that he's been struggling with, his feet go quiet at times. And you think about all the great quarterbacks in this league, Peyton Manning, Breeze, Brady, they all have, you know, Peyton Manning at one point was criticized for having happy feet. They're active feet. And that's something I think when you're under center, you're forced to get back. I do more of it because it gets those feet in good position.
Under center right here. Sproles the fake. Redskins don't buy it. Wentz eludes, settles, has a year, incomplete. There's no downfield option on that route, and Wentz tried to come closer to home. It was incomplete. Baker on the pressure.
That's a great job by Chris Baker. The big boy didn't practice all week. Jay Gruden said sometimes he's a very good player. Sometimes he confuses himself with Warren Sapp. He's not quite there yet. But he's running well right there. And Wentz, that's just a great job of coverage downfield by Josh Norman and this Washington secondary.
That's the first time they've thrown at Norman. They've gone away and gone to Dunbar, the 47 side most of the day. So here's another 3rd and long on a 3rd and 8. Late blitz coming. Picked up. Wentz over the middle. Complete. He got time, and he hooked up with Burton for a first down into Redskins territory. And that's a 16-yard pickup. Breeland has the ball, but the official says ball is down with a 2-minute warning. Redskins up 1. Eagles on the move. We've hit the 2-minute warning in Philadelphia. 7-6 Redskins. John, Eagles had a 3rd and 9 converting. Washington has been awful on 3rd and long this year. Look at this, give you an idea. The Ravens are the best in the league. NFL average about 27%. The Redskins are over 41%. That's the worst ever.
And there it is right there. It's about leverage. Right there, Bashaud Breeland should be an outside leverage. He gets beat to the outside. There's no excuse for that. The details of the defense have to be enforced.
And Burton was clearly down. We looked at it at the break. So 1st and 10 for Philadelphia from the 43. Wentz to throw. Here comes pressure. He somehow escapes, resets, looks, fire deep. Burton can't get there. He just couldn't get enough mustard on the throw, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, there's an old saying, don't miss the layup. He did all the hard things. Here's Trey Burton. He's going to find his way as Wentz extends, and they just lose him in the back. Look at all that green grass. No one near him. Just throw it up there, Carson. He can't quite get it there. There's another missed opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Now they've had some of those today, that's for sure. All it is a long incomplete. 2nd down. Sproles in the game. Far side, and he's got a completion to Jordan Matthews, who's going to be tackled by Quentin Dunbar. Clock running. Timeouts. Eagles have 2 of them. Washington with all 3. And a 3rd down. The Eagles going to hurry up a bit here.
Jay Gruden talked a lot about urgency. This is a team looking to get back in that playoff hunt.
Blitz, and he's got a completion call. Turner has it. Playing in his 3rd NFL game, and he's down to the 20. For Philadelphia to gain a 16.
Again, details. You got an all-out blitz. You should be now in the inside leverage. Bashaud Breeland, you just can't do it. You want to play in this league, you've got to focus on the details. He does not, and he gets burned.
Sproles up the guts. Breaks off a tackle. Wow, Sproles absorbing the impact that he kept going, and he's down to the 12.
I know we're supposed to be unbiased, but I can't help but just love this guy and the way he plays. You just can't take him down. You can't get him out of a game. He's going to keep fighting in everything he does.
2nd and 2. Wentz, yeah, good catch there by Ertz. See where the spot is. I'm not sure if he got it. It's real close. And now a timeout is called by Philadelphia. We'll see where the spot is. Eagles on the move. 38 seconds to go in the half.
You talk about fundamentals of defense. This is called a casino blitz. Well, if you're doing that, you've got to be on inside leverage. It's the basic tenet of this defense. Instead, he loses his leverage. Look at all that field. That's why the Redskins have been god-awful on 3rd down. They don't do the tiny details. I know they're being coached because I know their coach, Joe Barry.
3rd and inches. They're going to throw it, and they're going to pick it up. Burton staying in bounds. First down. They decide to throw it on a 3rd and short, and they pick it up with 32 seconds to go in the half.
And there's another little detail. You blitz, someone's responsible for the flat. No one goes to the flat. Again, another play just wide open for the Philadelphia Eagles. You see the pressure. Somebody is responsible for that flat. No one's there.
Sproles in the game in the backfield. Eagles go 3 tight ends on this formation. Wentz gonna throw it far side deep. Sproles! Touchdown!
I hate to say it, Kevin. They benched Kendall Fuller. They benched the wrong guy. Bashad Breeland's killing him right now. Look at Bashad Breeland. He's cheating. He's got the outside guy. Don't cheat. Do your job. Now, in his defense, he's doing it to hold off, but you got to just do your job. Bashad Breeland not doing his job. And Carson Wentz saying thank you very much. Wide open to Darren Sproles.
So Darren Sproles on the touchdown catch puts the Eagles in front. Sturgis to add to the lead, and he does just that with the extra point. Nice drive by Carson Wentz. 12 plays, 77 yards, and then this to Sproles, and it's Philly in front of their rivals.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the Broncos and Titans go at it in Nashville, and the Steelers and Bills battle it out in the snow, while the Colts look to give the Texans their 4th consecutive loss. It's all coming up on the Visa halftime. What are you doing?
Water bottle challenge. Almost got it.
Oh! Bang! Oh, there you go.
That's what I'm talking
Too
about.
bad we're out of time.
No, we're not.
Sorry.
Y'all got that, America.
Oh my gosh, Kurt Michael. My son Logan was doing this for a half hour the other day. The water bottle challenge, John. Your kid's doing it all over the house.
Everyone's doing it.
It's unbelievable. Something so simple, but it's entertaining. This game's been entertaining. Eagles with a nice drive have taken the lead on the Sproles touchdown. And now Washington with 3 timeouts and 28 seconds left. Thompson looking for a return. And he's got a pretty good one. We also have a flag back at the 13-yard line. So this may be coming on back. And as John really showed you, this Redskins defense is just not doing enough to help this team try and
During
make
the
playoffs.
return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 98. Penalty assessed half the distance to the goal and a first down.
All right, Tony Quente on the call. Tuesday, Big East College Hoops excitement reaches a whole new level. #1 Villanova hits the court against Temple. Action tips off Tuesday night at 7 Eastern on FS1. Josh Hart, the guy in that picture, had what, 38 and 11 in the win over Notre Dame yesterday? And Jay Wright, he's got those guys humming. I have to think that Washington takes the knee with only 22 seconds left, backed up on their own 7.
Jay Wright's one of those guys makes you sick. Good looking, looks like George Clooney, national champion. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's got it going. He's built quite the program. Oh no, that guy has worked hard to get there, that's for sure. And so the Eagles looking to put a real dent in the Redskins' playoff hopes, up 13-7 as we go to the half with Kurt Menefee. And the guys coming your way, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Halftime show from LA coming right now. First half moments brought to you by Head & Shoulders.
Play hard, you get everything you got in your soul and your spirit.
Kelly breaks another tackle. Rob Kelly into the end zone. Touchdown.
Keeps running like that. There's going to be a lot of people comparing him to Marshawn Lynch.
Wentz gonna throw it far side deep. Sproles! Touchdown! That was first half moments brought to you by Head & Shoulders, and so that's where we stand with a 13-7 Eagles lead at the break. John Lynch is here, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And so, the Eagles moved the ball. They could have had more points, but they capitalized on a drive at the end. And I think we're seeing with Washington, they've lost 2 in a row, and this defense is holding them back a little.
Yeah, and it's going to, unless they fix it. And it's effort, but it's more so the details of things. And you go back to the start of this game. Doug Peterson called out his guys. He wanted more collective effort. He's getting it. Jay Gruden, he wanted more urgency. They better start getting some urgency, or they're going to let this one slip away.
Yeah, they've got to have it. They're right now on the outside of the playoff picture, looking in 7th place, right there behind Tampa Bay and Atlanta. But they need this. Down to the sidelines with Pam Oliver.
Hey, Kevin, I talked to Doug Peterson about Carson Wentz and the game he's having so far. He says he's liking the poise that he's seeing from the kid, the leadership, the vision down the field. He wants to see that going. That said, he also wants to see more of the run game, but they will have to do that without Wendell Smallwood, who will not return because of injury. Jay Gruden, meantime, he said that we got to wrap the kid up. That's the only thing we can do at this point. We need to get the ball going as well. He also mentioned if we do what we need to do, we can get the heck out of here. Back to you.
Jay Gruden doesn't mince words, and he's right. They have had pressure on Wentz, but Wentz has escaped. So now here comes Kirk Cousins' company. Deshaun Jackson makes his first catch, looking to make a move. Not much, as the Eagles played it well. And Washington, this reminds me of the Atlanta game, John. The Eagles have had the ball. They've run so many more plays than Washington, and this offense hasn't been out there.
Yeah, and that's a problem when you have an offense as potent as this offense. And again, it goes back to third down, Kevin. This defense for the Washington Redskins struggles so much to get off the field on third down. That keeps this potent offense on the sideline.
That is the story. The Eagles are 6 of 9 on third down today, including a couple of third and long. But now it's the Redskins offense with a turn. Chris Thompson in the backfield, and he'll get it. And Thompson wiggles his way through up to the 30 for Benny Logan, brought him down. And Thompson's going to pick up 4 on the carry. Third down and 5 coming. You look at some of the numbers from the first half. Wentz played very well in that first half. Led the Eagles to 214 yards. Did throw an interception in the end zone. Washington moved the ball. They ran 15 less plays than the Eagles in the first half. Pretty simple. Call this a third down and 6 officially. Cousins in trouble, and down he goes. Kirk Cousins sacked again by Fletcher Cox. He went 8 games without a sack, and he's got 2 today.
Really nice job by Jim Schwartz helping Fletcher Cox, bringing some pressure. That gets a one-on-one for Fletcher Cox, and he just walks all the way to Kirk Cousins for the sack. Kevin, as you said it, they sorely needed some sacks. It had kind of just gone dry here. Only 1 in the last 3 weeks. Fletcher Cox with 2 on the day.
And so a punt by Way, and a good one. Sproles looking for a return. A little stutter, makes a man miss. There's Sproles. We've seen this before. There's a flag, though. Sproles all the way, but let's see about the flag. This could be coming back.
You know, Kev, so interesting. We asked Jay Gruden kind of for a hidden matchup. He said, look, we got to stop their special teams. More touchdowns since 2013 than any other special teams unit. Week 6, Wendell Smallwood took back a kickoff return.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 86. 10-yard penalty and a first down.
There's Zach Ertz. Not a lot of contact, but enough.
Well, instead of a touchdown, it'll at least be the Eagles' ball. That hurts. Instead of a 72-yard touchdown return by Darren Sproles, here's the penalty on Ertz.
And look, it's not a ton of contact, but Mike Pereira, we're talking to him during break, right at the point of attack. You almost have to call it. Just not smart by Zach Ertz. Get the heck out if the guy's got you beat.
And you said it too. The optics look bad right in front of the official. It's hard not to call that. So Eagles do have the football, but they back it up all on their 23. Certainly a little change of events as Matthews, good cut. Ryan Matthews out to the 41. And he's got a pickup of 18.
That's just really good blocking up front. 3 tight ends. They're just going to all come. Ryan Matthews gets behind him. The old zone run and stretch. And when you see the hole, put your foot in the ground, get downhill. That's really nice by this Philly offense.
And so they'll stay with the 3 tight end formation. 1 wide out on the play. From the 41, they'll run it. Matthews, jump cut, nowhere to go. That was just blown up at the point of attack. Ziggy Hood made the play.
Ziggy Hood, really good addition this offseason, a free agent for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's playing that nose, really not his home. He's really a defensive end. Kedrick Golston goes down early in the year, and he's filled in admirably. Great effort by Ziggy Hood.
So you heard Pam with the injury to Smallwood, who's out. Ryan Matthews and Sproles will be the running back. Matthews 9 carries, 35 yards so far today, coming back after missing 2 games with a knee injury. Wentz over the middle. There's Zach Ertz, makes the catch, tries to turn it upfield, but tackled right away. So a 3rd down and about 5 coming your way after an 8-yard gain. And Will Compton is the man down for Washington.
Will Compton, last time we did a game, we broadcasted between these guys. He went down in week 6 as well.
Well, 10 to Will Compton. Eagles 13-7 in the 3rd. Just now, Will Compton gets up and walks off under his own power. He was down for a while. Tried to get up initially and then kind of caved back down to the ground. Don't really know. You see anything there, John?
No, I don't. There's nothing glaringly that just stands out in terms of what he did. But, you know, Sua Cravens is out now with the torn bicep, and now you got Will Compton. So 2 of their starting linebackers who play a lot are out. Here comes Martell Spate in for Will Compton.
Yeah, we haven't seen Cravens since the first half. We're just told the bicep injury. He's out for the game. 3rd down and 5 for Philadelphia. Wentz in trouble. Pressure comes. Still on his feet, and now down he goes. Redskins got pressure from all angles there. Chris Baker was the first, but he had help.
Look at this. Is Mason Foster the first guy there? It's like an old pick and roll in basketball. He's going to pick, but then he runs right to the quarterback. That slows down Carson Wentz. And Chris Baker comes in to finish him.
So think about how this started. It was a punt return by Darren Sproles for a touchdown, but then the penalty on Ertz brought it back, and now they go backwards in the sack and they're punting it away. So it happens when you're a team that's lost 3 in a row. Those things add up. And here comes a punt from Donnie Jones. It's a good one. Crowder, who's excellent at the punt return, best in the league average-wise. The Eagles contain him. And the Redskins will take over down 6. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes NFL players who've made a significant impact on both the game and in their communities. Each NFL team nominates 1 player for the award. 3 finalists will be announced January 22nd, with the winner being announced at the NFL Honors Award Show. That's February 4th on Fox. This year's nominee for the Redskins, Pierre Garçon, and for the Eagles, it's John Dornbos. Learn more about all of this year's nominees. Visit NFL.com/Man of the Year to look at the work that these 2 fine men do. That's just great. So that's about as good an award as you could win. So here come the Redskins. Need this today. Down by 6 in this 3rd quarter. They'll run it with Rob Kelly, and he gets gang tackled after a gain of 1.
Kevin, I just want to add to that. You know, this year I was honored to be put on the committee that got it down to the final 3. So last week I had an opportunity to read all 32 of these NFL Men of the Year. Incredible what these guys are doing in the community. Hats off to guys like Dornbos, Pierre Garçon, who does so much in his native Haiti. Guys around this league are doing great things. We don't talk about it enough.
That's great stuff. 2nd down. 4-man rush. Cousins all kinds of time. Going to sling it deep. Deshaun Jackson turns around. Willie Mays type catch. And Deshaun Jackson. Touchdown. My goodness. 80 yards.
This crowd silenced. And Deshaun Jackson, he's the one that got away here in Philly. A lot of talk that he may be back. And if there was any question if this guy can still go, just watch the last 2 weeks. A 59-yarder last week, and we just saw that. ladies and gentlemen, he can still go, and Kirk Cousins can put it out there to him.
That ball was a little underthrown. Man, he stayed with it, turned around. That was incredible.
So interesting you say Willie Mays. Remember, we're talking to him earlier. He used to be a center fielder, a darn good one.
Yes, he did. He looked like it. That looked every bit like a center fielder on that catch. Deshaun Jackson, another big play, 80-yard touchdown, and the extra point is good. And just like that, the Redskins come to life with the bomb to D-Jax against his former team. Man, that was something. 80 yards. Washington in front. That's a pretty great catch. Delaware State Championship game, and we had a better one here moments ago. Deshaun Jackson, watch the concentration.
Look at his eyes track, Kevin, all the way over. And, you know, we've talked, there was a production meeting earlier this year. I think it's Long Beach Poly High School. He was a coveted baseball player, really played a great center field. You could see that experience right there.
Michael Tatamir with a great shot on camera. This is Paul Turner, who gets smoked before the 20-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will take over. Martrell Spate. One note on Jackson. We know his big playability, but here's a nugget. That's his 22nd touchdown, over 60 yards in his career. Only Jerry Rice has more with one more. 22 60-plus yard touchdowns for Jackson.
Remember long ago they said Jerry Rice couldn't run. That was a book on him coming into the league.
Well, they got that right, didn't they? And now injury. I can't see who is down for the Redskins. I think it's Mac Brown, backup running back, special teamer. Let's go down the sidelines with Pam.
Well, Kevin, Will Compton, he spent some extensive time, rather, on the trainer's table at one point, putting a towel over his face. Medical staff iced up his right knee. Compton is still on the sideline, but he is out with that knee injury. Back to you.
Pam, thanks. So a lot of injuries really piling up. Redskins they barely could practice this week. They had so many injuries.
Yeah, they had to go walkthroughs, as Pam said earlier, because they were so nicked. And you just can't I mean, this is just attrition, and it's a brutal cycle because a lot of these starters, all of a sudden, we just saw Spate now playing inside linebacker, running down on kickoff. It just really diminishes your ability with special teams as well. It affects everything.
And so Brown exits, and Washington has the lead with 9:08 to go in this third quarter. And now let's see what Carson Wentz and company have in store. The Sproles in the backfield. They started off from their own 18. Four-man rush over the middle. Zach Ertz. He's going to pick up about 4. Mason Foster is on the tackle. So Compton out. Choja Sua-Cravens with a bicep injury out. Washington already thin at that linebacker spot. And there you see Spates, Martrell Spates, second-year man from Arkansas, who has not played much this year. Does have 1 interception on the year, but that's about it.
Josh Norman's been really quiet, really been staying away from him, and it's a credit to Josh Norman. He is a game-changing player, and they've chosen, let's just stay away from the guy, and that's a good decision.
Second down. They'll run it with Sproles on across the 25. Get third down and 2. Pam, you're busy with all these injuries. What do you got for us?
Well, Kevin, I just heard from the Eagles, and John Dornbos, he has a wrist injury. He is in right now getting x-rays, and his return is questionable. Back to you.
We just talked about Dornbos, the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee from the Eagles, and today tying Harold Carmichael, 162 consecutive games played that ties an Eagles record. This is their long snapper and a Pro Bowl long snapper. So third down and 2. Blitz. Wentz steps away. Good play, and it's Burton. Burton's been kind of his security blanket today. Out to the 34 for an Eagles first down.
This is brilliant by Carson Wentz, moving in the pocket. This is something that he had been struggling with prior to last week, but watch the little subtle slide, eyes downfield, finding Burton, a target that I continue to say he really likes. And you just see it. There's certain guys you have a connection with. Trey Burton and Carson Wentz have that connection. They know each other's thoughts. They know each other's body mannerisms, and it works.
Trey Burton had 3 receptions the last 2 years coming in. He's now got 25 receptions this year. He's getting better and better. This is Matthews. Busts it out left side. A lot of room. Ryan Matthews into Washington territory before he's shoved out at the 45. It's a 21-yard run.
Well, you look at this. Somebody's got to put an edge on it. Somebody's got to contain it. This three tight end look has been very successful. Nothing but green grass for Ryan Matthews, and this Philadelphia offense continues to run extremely well, continues to show balance.
Matthews' numbers gaining steam. Fake to him here. Wentz going to come near side. There's his main man Burton, but that is not going to go very far because Bashaud Breeland was there on the stop after only picking up one.
Good job by Bashaud Breeland. Oh, Coach Herm Edwards used to say, Lynchburg, keep your eyes on your luggage, and that means that's your man. The run goes away. If that's your man, keep your eyes on him, and Bashaud Breeland does a great job of it.
Interesting that the Eagles have used this three tight end look a lot. Now they bring in an extra lineman in Matt Tobin, number 64. And they still have three tight ends on the field, John. Just one wide receiver. It's Jordan Matthews. Wentz going far side. There is Jordan Matthews looking to break a tackle, and he can't go forward. Tried to get through the tackle of Breeland, but he got a little help from Mason Foster, and instead a third down and short.
And actually, as I'm looking at it, Kevin, Alan Barber, the starting right tackle's out. So Matt Tobin, not an extra tackle, but he came in for Alan Barber.
So that technically would be what, the fourth right tackle of the year for the Eagles?
Lane Johnson, we need you back in a hurry.
Still serving out that 10-game suspension. Look at this. Third downs today. Again, it's been the Redskins defense bugaboo. They're worst in the league on this. 3rd and 2. Fake to Matthews. Wentz in trouble. Trying to spin away. Throws incomplete. Looking for Turner a little bit behind. He had to get it out of there in a hurry, and it'll be 4th down.
But that play right there, if you're looking to the future for the Philadelphia Eagles, that's got to make you feel good. The suddenness. He pulls the Elway spin, eludes the rush of Ricky Jean-Francois. That's a catchable ball. That should be caught by Paul Turner.
And the Eagles are going to go for it. Doug Peterson not shy on 4th down. They went for it. They were going to go for it twice already in this game, but once they call a timeout, another time a penalty, they'll try it again. 4th and 2. Blitz coming. A little complete. Zach Ertz. First down, Philadelphia.
Kevin, Zach Ertz needs something to fire these fans up. We saw the block in the back on the punt return last week. There was a much talked about play where he didn't block someone, but the one thing this guy can do is get open and catch the football. He's done it now 8 times today. 8 receptions already for Zach Ertz.
Tight end's been a big factor in this one. Redskins last week allowed 10 of 16 on 3rd downs. Today they've been dreadful on 3rd, and that was a 4th. Couple of fakes. Wentz just going to shuttle it to Sproles. I think he knew that play was dead, and it's incomplete. Sproles got his bell rung a little bit on a blitz pickup.
Sproles not afraid to mix it up with the big guys, trying to protect his quarterback. I got to tell you, I think Doug Peterson, sometimes you question, should you call NFL players out? I think when it's warranted, you need to, and he did, and I see his team responding. The little things they're doing, it's a big reason they're in this game. He wanted more effort. He's getting more effort from his team.
That's interesting. He got roasted a little bit in this town for that response. But so far they're playing down, though, by 1 after the Deshaun Jackson touchdown. 2nd down. Wentz backpedaling, throws off his back foot. Incomplete. Penalty flies from the secondary. Let's see what this call is. Signals on Philadelphia.
Offensive PI, they're going to call Jordan Matthews.
Pass interference, offense number 81. 10-yard penalty and repeat 2nd down.
Here's the Jordan Matthews with the push off right there to gain the separation. They get Jordan Matthews. Kevin, we were talking about Doug Peterson, and he got roasted a little for calling his team out. He's not only trying to win games, he's trying to change a culture here. He's trying to get something back they once had. And sometimes you got to do both things to change a culture. And he's finding who the guys that will fight, who he wants moving forward on his side. He's got a very good plan on what he wants this team to be about. And I applaud him for it.
2nd and 20. Only a 3-man rush. Wentz incomplete behind Zach Ertz. And so now a 3rd down and 20. I know Washington has been historically bad against 3rd and long, but you can't allow this if you want to win this game.
Yeah, what do you do in Washington? I mean, typically these are the situations you live for. It's almost like they're saying, let's not get in 3rd and long because we have not been good. But of course, there's Joe Barry. He's an excellent coach. He coached our group down in Tampa, the linebackers coach. He's had a lot of success in this league. This defense struggling, though, in this facet of the game, 3rd down, which is so critical.
3rd and 20. They'll just run it to Sproles, who makes a cut, and then another. And at the very least, gets him into field goal position. But now you heard Pam Oliver tell you that John Dornbos was hurting. Brent Selleck is the backup snapper. And I'm looking to see if Dornbos comes on the field. There's Selleck. I think he's snapping here. Let's find out. So this will be interesting. This is no gimme. With your Pro Bowl long snapper out, here comes Brent Selleck, who's been here for 10 years.
Didn't even have time to take his gloves off.
Holy, interesting. 50-yard field goal to boot. Snap a little low, and they've got a report, and now they're dead. Norman is there, and he gets help for the tackle. What a huge development with Dornbos out. The snap from Selleck was a little low. That's a hard spot, boy, to be in. Your long snapper's out.
You wonder why those long snappers get paid well.
Washington avoids a big one, and they're up by 1 with the ball. This happened just before that field goal attempt. John Dornbos, who's been here for such a long time, Pro Bowler 2 times, he just can't do it. His wrist, he's got a wrist injury, can't do it. Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, and then this happened. Brent Selleck, who got some practice reps for a minute, goes out. We asked, we're not sure if he's ever done it. We're looking up, see if Selleck's ever done that, but that's obviously a problem. So the Eagles fail to score. Here come the Redskins, still in front, Rob Kelly, and he gets tackled 3, 4, 5 times and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
It was Brandon Graham who told us about the comparison between Marshawn Lynch, and I'm telling you, Kevin, not just the dreadlocks. The more I'm watching it, the more I'm becoming a believer. Brandon Graham, got to give him some credit. I think he's played outstanding this year, even better than his numbers. He's got 5 sacks, but his play has been awesome.
Cousins standing and firing. Jackson wide open. Did he stay in bounds with the feet? And he did. The initial signal was incomplete, but that's overruled. Let's watch.
What an outstanding job keeping the feet in, the concentration again.
Let's see if that right foot is in. I think he touched down. Let's watch. Right foot. See if it touches again.
Right there.
I think it did. Yeah. Fans want a challenge. And there is a stoppage. There's the red flag. Doug Peterson will challenge this play. Right,
so right there it's up, but then does it get in? The toe.
I think that's a good catch, John.
Yeah, I do too.
They ruled it a catch. Peterson has the challenge.
Philadelphia is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
See what New York says in a moment. It's interesting, John. We thought it was a catch at the end, but watch this. This is before the ball got there. His left heel, inconclusive from that angle. We looked. You can't really tell. I don't know if that left foot was in initially.
Yeah, but this is going to stay a catch.
I agree.
I just think there's not enough to overturn it. Ruled a catch on the field. Deshaun Jackson putting on a show here with circus catches.
Here's Tony Correnti.
After review, the ruling on the field of a completed pass will stand. Philadelphia will be charged with their first timeout.
That is a great catch by Jack. I think worth the challenge for Peterson, but That is a catch, and another big play by Deshaun Jackson. Isn't it ironic? All rumors this week about Jackson coming back to Philadelphia next year because he's a free agent. Now he's, of course, putting on a show against his former team.
Well, let's call it a job interview. And he's acing it.
Maurice Harris checks into the game for Washington, number 13. Rookie has played some. And after the catch to Jackson, it's a first down from the Eagles, 33. Fake to Kelly. Pressure. Cousins going to dump it off. Kelly wide open. Makes a cut. And the spin inside the 20.
Look at Fletcher Cox bust through here. I'm sure the Eagles are wanting to hold. Watch Brandon Scherf right there's got a hold of Fletcher Cox. He's just short of Kirk Cousins. But Cousins does a great job with big Fletcher Cox bearing down on him, keeping his eyes downfield. All right, Quanjo getting his opportunity and mixing it up. Jay Gruden, we asked him about Quanjo. He said he's a mauler.
He likes it in there. 14 yards on the completion. Redskins trying to add to their lead. Give it to Kelly again. Gets a couple great blocks around the edge. Kelly inside the 10. Game break with all.
Matt Barkley, everybody thought kid doesn't have it. Last 3 weeks he's been really good.
He has been really good. And the Lions, you know, they're sneaky. They could sneak into a first-round bye here. This is where Washington has had trouble. Don't ask why. They got the second best offense in the league, but they've been terrible in the red zone. First and goal. They'll run it here. Kelly gets nothing. Vinny Curry was there first. So, John, how do you explain a team that is this good offensively that simply can't punch it in?
I struggle to, frankly, because they're a great offensive line. I think behind Dallas you could make a case this is maybe next in that second tier, so they can run it now with Rob Kelly. You got guys like Jordan Reed. I really do. I think Kirk Cousins is a very conscientious guy. He likes being perfect. He threw a couple picks down here early. I think it's got him a little gun shy. You got to let it go in the red zone to be successful.
Second and goal. That won't help movement on Moses, the right tackle. There's some explanation of how it fails in the red zone.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Look at that stance by Brandon Graham. That just looks good. And when you play really well, when you put good film, guys like Morgan Moses, they want to get the heck out of there to block you. Brandon Graham been outstanding this year.
The other factor, John, Jordan Reed back today, that dislocated shoulder. I haven't seen him out there a ton. He's got one catch. I think he's still in a lot of pain.
I played with that same injury, that AC joint. They can put some medicine in there. It feels good. You get your adrenaline. You go in at half. It doesn't feel so good anymore.
Yeah. Cousins back. Going to loft it to the end zone. Garcon! Touchdown! Gorgeous throw from Kirk Cousins for 15 yards.
Absolutely beautiful. That's been a much criticized play, the fade. People in Washington feel like they go to it a little too much down in this area. He wins early. He wins by that route. Looking like he's going to run a slant, little stutter. What touch by Kirk Cousins. He continues to make his case that he's the quarterback moving forward.
This is the only thing that went wrong. Slipped on the concrete or whatever that was. That was just a perfect pass, and he beat the coverage. And so all of a sudden, this Redskins offense, 14 unanswered if the extra point is good, changing the momentum of this game. Here's Hopkins trying to make it 21-13, and he does. This Wednesday, from the producer of Empire, follow three talented singers. They struggle to find fame, featuring Queen Latifah, Benjamin Bratt, and Lenny Kravitz. Star special premiere after the Empire fall finale, starting at 8 o'clock Eastern on Fox. It's quite the cast. Quite the cast here. It's Philadelphia with a divisional battle. Redskins now 14 unanswered points. John Lynch and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. So you think about the Eagles have lost 3 in a row. Let's see, they had a special teams touchdown return because of a penalty. They were down through an interception in the red zone. seeing some of these things, and you wonder that's why they've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, you are. But I tell you, this Washington team, you see why they could be a threat. They're so explosive. I mean, they can turn a game around in a hurry. Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon, Jamison Crowder, Jordan Reed. It doesn't stop. They're so good offensively, and their defense really struggles. But, Kevin, you mentioned earlier, 10th in points. That's the stat that matters most.
I think the real question is, can they get off the field? If the Redskins can get off the field between now and January, they'll be in the playoffs and dangerous. Here's how it looks right now. You see they're right behind the Buccaneers for that final wild card spot. Of course, the Falcons are 7-5 as well. There's a lot of teams in the mix. And as I mentioned, the Lions kind of knocking on the door of a first-round bye. Seattle's in Green Bay later today. It was snowing there earlier. There's a lot that can change in the next couple of weeks.
That's why December football, there's nothing like it.
Pretty good. Remember, we told you Wendell Smallwood out of the game. Won't be coming back with the knee injury. So Nelson Aguilar returning kicks. With 7 seconds to go in the quarter, he's going to take it out. Aguilar stymied at the 15-yard line. Houston Bates down on the tackle with 1 second to go in this third quarter. So the Redskins have turned this game around with the 80-yard bomb to Deshaun Jackson, and then the drive and the beautiful touch pass to Pierre Garçon. And all of a sudden have an 8-point lead. Will be the last play of the third.
Big article down in Washington, D.C. this week on which one are they going to keep, Garçon or Deshaun Jackson. I think they're both free agents, and if I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm saying, how about both?
I don't know that's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, both pretty good players. Sproles in the backfield. The Eagles start from their own 15. They'll run it. Sproles works for a 5-yard gain. That's the end of 3 from Philadelphia. The Redskins storming back with a couple of touchdowns. They're in front. Now can their defense hang on? 21-13 after 3. Deshaun Jackson, 3 catches, 102 yards, 1 touchdown today, as the contract rate just went up a notch in the offseason, John. And now let's see what the Eagles can do. One thing about this team, the ups and downs this year, they have not been a comeback team at all. And if you're looking for the future for Carson Wentz, can he bring a team back? He hasn't been able to do it this year. Down 8 on a 2nd down. They'll run it. Matthews. Run lanes, not much there. Give him a 1.5 yards, and a 3rd and short is coming up. But here again, 3rd down for Washington, where the Eagles are 7-13 on the day.
Momentum is such a crazy thing in this league. A little attrition, both Sua Cravens and Will Compton down, but spurred on by this offense and the explosive nature. This defense starting to tighten up a little bit. Joe Barry, awful pleased, and there's Will Compton right next to him, out for the game.
And another 3rd down. A little mess up on the exchange, and it cost Philadelphia. Ricky Jean-Francois swallowed up Ryan Matthews, and the Eagles will punt. Now, keep in mind, we told you about Dornbos being out. We saw Brent Selleck, the backup center, snapping on the field goal. Was a bad snap, so now he's got a snap on a punt. And we're told, we think, this is the first time Selleck has ever done this.
Now,
Dornbos has never missed a game. Sorry.
You always practice a backup, so he's practiced a lot. In game, though, not so fast.
So that was a good one. That was a good one. And Jones gets off a big punt, but it's returnable for Crowder, who's got 1 touchdown on the year. Good tackle. He had nowhere to go. C.J. Smith, we get a penalty, too, at the end of this play, right around the 31-yard line. So let's wait on that. 54-yard punt, 5-yard return.
Oh, gosh.
Now Selleck got hurt.
Who's next?
That is crazy. So Dornbos injured his right wrist. Is that the same thing? Oh, he took a shot upstairs, John. I'm not going to speculate. He was holding his wrist. Now, this is a silly question. You're talking about, so they always practice a backup. Do they practice a backup to the backup?
I don't know. I mean, special teams coaches, they are thorough, and Dave Phipp, as good as there is in this league, I would imagine someone
During
has.
the return of the kick, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team number 22 with a blindside block. This penalty 15 yards and a first down.
Shazer Everett is the guy on the block. And this is it right here. The shoulder right to the head. We'll check on Selleck. Redskins ball up 8 in the 4th. Redskins take over the football, up 21-13 here in the 4th quarter. Along with Pam Oliver and John Lynch, I'm Kevin Burkhardt, our entire Fox crew from Philadelphia. Producer Pete Macheska, director Artie Kempner, and away we go. Redskins up by 8. That's Crowder in motion. And they will throw it on first down to Crowder, out to the 20. Nolan Carroll brings him out of bounds. Kirk Cousins, by the way, hasn't missed a pass since the 1st quarter. He's getting hot.
He throws a lot of balls like that, Kevin, that are really difficult all the way across the field. What it makes you do, it makes you defend the entire field. You can't just say he's not throwing here. He's an impressive quarterback in my mind.
Blitz picked up, coming near. Sack! And it's intercepted! McKelvin! Touchdown! He's missed now.
He throws a lot of these balls. I was just praising him for it. Leotis McKelvin now thanking him for it. Great job by McKelvin. He was beat earlier by Deshaun Jackson. McKelvin has a tendency to watch quarterbacks. He watches the quarterback, and probably because they don't have a long snapper in addition to the score, they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, I mean, Selleck's still being worked on the sideline. I don't see anybody else, a third guy, practicing. So they're down by 2. It makes sense anyway, but I think they might have to regardless. So this to tie. Sproles, the backfield, as a running back. Wentz firing on the cross. Knocked away. Terrific play by Josh Norman. And the Redskins remain in front.
Josh Norman got paid big bucks, but he's paid big dividends in return for with his play. Another example right here. That's a really good throw by Wentz. Just went at the wrong guy, and Josh Norman. Excellent strip of the ball at the end.
Eagles have barely gone at him today. They've had success going the other side of the field. That time just tremendous by Norman. And so Washington remains in front. Second pick 6 of Leotis McKelvin's career. Let's look at that play one more time.
Great job by McKelvin. Ball just sails a little bit. As I said, McKelvin, it gets him in trouble a lot. He watches quarterbacks. He doesn't watch receivers. You're taught to watch receivers. He peeks out quarterbacks, and it helps him right there. It's hurt him a lot this season, but they aren't worried about that right now. McKelvin with the pick 6.
And so we've got a game, a 2-point game. It is with 13-11 to go. Just as we're giving Cousins all the credit. Hadn't missed a pass since the 1st quarter. Now that one missed right into the arms of McKelvin, who made a nice play. 2 points, no good. The lead down to 2. Redskins will get it back. And again, just keep in mind, long snapper John Dornbos out. Selleck, the backup, still being checked on the sideline. So we'll see if he come back in. Here's Chris Thompson. Thompson, nice cuts. Breaks another tackle. A good return. He's out to the 27. Who in the world is going to snap for the Philadelphia Eagles? Will it be Pam Oliver? Pam.
You know what? I think I can do it. I did ask the Philadelphia Eagles who would come in for Dornbos, who would then come in for Brent Selleck, and they have absolutely no idea at this point.
Oh my goodness.
So we will figure that out as the game progresses. Back to you guys.
Pam, you've been busy. Good job. Crowd's back in it. Why not? 2-point game. And an NFC East tilts. Eagles, Redskins. Kelly gets it, running up the middle and up to the 31. He's got 5.
Well, it was that personal foul when DeShazer Everett hit Brent Selleck. And I thought that's what it was. You don't hold your wrist when you get hit in the head unless you have a stinger. And it looks like definitely that's what they're working on Brent Selleck. And not only is he valuable to their offense, the backup snapper, that's a big deal.
That's a great point. See, they continue to work on Selleck. There's nobody else warming on that sideline. 2nd and 5, they'll run it. Kelly. Bo Allen eats him alive. No gain. So a 3rd down coming up for Washington with 12:06 to play.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm a huge Kirk Cousins fan. I'm a believer in him. The one deal, his mindset, he's a perfectionist. How does he respond to failure? Early in the year, it was a struggle. We'll see now if he's grown in that respect.
Third and 5. Cousins in trouble. Rolls away. Fires deep for Crowder. Makes the catch. Is he in? He is! What a catch by Jamison Crowder.
Outstanding throw. Even better catch. Left foot down, right foot down. That is so good by Jamison Crowder.
Wow, the precision from Cousins to Crowder, 29 yards. And now, here comes the second challenge for Philadelphia. We will look and look, obviously an important play. But this is the last challenge for Doug Peterson, so it's a big call to throw this flag. We'll look at it. We'll continue to look at it, and then we'll come back and look at it some more. Big call.
Philadelphia is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
This is close, John. Watch when he touches the ball, and then we'll scroll down and show you if that left foot was in first. We think the right foot was in. Mike Pereira doesn't think necessarily this is a catch, and Mike joins us now from L.A. Mike, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I think that the left toe is off the ground by the time he gets control. So the right foot, yes, in bounds, but then when the left foot comes down the second time, it's out of bounds. And so to me, this is an incomplete pass, and they're going to have to go back now since it was ruled a catch and figure out what the down and distance was to reset it up. But to me, I think you're dealing with an incomplete pass here.
Let's find out what New York thought about it. Close call.
After reviewing the play, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be Washington's ball. 4th down and 5 to gain at the 30.5-yard line. Philadelphia will not be charged with the timeout.
That's why Mike Pereira is the best. Mike, you hit it. Thank you for that. As always, it was so close. And a big challenge for Doug Peterson. That's the last one he's got this game, but that obviously is huge because now it's 4th down. And now remember, Darren Sproles took one back for a touchdown earlier. It was called back because of a flag. He's returned 7 in his career. And so they're just getting everything right, make sure the ball is in the right spot, clock is right. And they're trying to make sure Brent Selleck is right. Because Pam Oliver, oh, that doesn't look good. Pam Oliver told you they have no idea who's snapping next. And down by 2, you'd have to think a field goal could come into play here. But that's a story for maybe a little later. Tressway punts it. Good kick. Rolls up. Oh, he gets blasted. The ball is loose, and there's a flag. DeShazer Everett, and now there's a scrum breaking loose. And it's ugly. That was a high, hard shot on Sproles. And the Eagles standing up for their teammate.
See this in regular speed. It was so loud within the stadium. definitely contact to the head and neck area by DeShazer Everett. He is defenseless. The ball had not even arrived. Sproles definitely defenseless. And I got to tell you, I don't blame these Eagles. Remember, Everett already took out Brent Selleck. Now Darren Sproles down on the ground. And I don't blame those Eagles for going out and defending their teammate.
Now you see a lot of hits nowadays, John, when head and shoulders end up going up high on someone that it happens. That one was avoidable. And Sproles lays down as they tend to him. Everett's got 2 now shots to the head in this game. And obviously the concern here is for Darren Sproles.
Personal foul. Kicking team number 22. Interference with the opportunity to catch a kick. 15-yard penalty and first down.
So this is Everett, the gunner on this play. Sproles hadn't had an opportunity to catch it. He goes right in at the head. And fans booing here in Philadelphia. Let's bring in Mike Pereira from Los Angeles. Sproles is up. Good news there. Mike, on that play, what'd you see for us?
Yeah, I mean, look at this is clearly a defenseless player. He's listed in the book. A person trying to field a punt is defenseless, so you can't hit him in the head or neck area with your helmet, shoulder, forearm. A lot of people are talking about should he be ejected from the game. I don't think he should be. It's a mistimed thing. It's a football play, but clearly a foul. And you heard Tony Carini mention to get both teams to the bench. That's kind of to calm down people and also to give them time to take care of Sproles, which glad to hear he's back up on his feet, but it's clearly a foul for a hit on a defenseless player.
Well, Sproles, Mike, thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate that insight from you. Sproles going back to the locker room. He's going to be checked out, obviously, after that one. And this crowd is energized. The Eagles have the ball down by 2, 11:27 to play. Wild game in the NFC East and a big one, especially for Washington. Here we go. After the penalty, they start from the 40 with Matthews trying to get around the right side. And Matthews now is the only healthy running back in Philadelphia, John, because Kenyon Barner is inactive. Smallwood got hurt. Sproles got hurt. And now more of a scrum after the play.
Well, we got a little NFC rivalry that just heated up. Jason Kelce came and gave a little push to Bashaud Breeland afterwards. And it's going to get a little chippy. So right now in a close game, poise is the key. You see Kelce saying, get off my guy. And Washington and their sideline responds. But both teams need to preach poise. You love sticking up for your teammates, but you got to be poised and smart.
2nd and 6. Wentz has time. Now here comes Kerrigan. Gets away. Wentz standing, looking. Now he's just going to run and dive forward. Boy, he waited and waited, but he couldn't find anyone.
I'll tell you one thing that this team has not learned how to do. We watch Aaron Rodgers. What happens when he moves around and extends? They find the open spot. Carson Wentz moves around and nobody comes back to him. No one works to the sidelines. They all kind of go dead. You got to make yourself an option. No one's doing it for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'll tell you one thing, Wentz is becoming pretty good at escaping, huh?
Well, and we go to Green Bay's practice. What do? They practice that all the time. You got to start doing that in Philly because this guy has the ability to extend.
Credit a sack on that one, and Mason Foster, because Wentz can pass the line. 3rd and 7. Back to throw, coming near side. First down. Zach Ertz has it, and he's down to the 42. Game break time. Let's check in with Kurt. Wow. I think the Vikings and Packers are celebrating that one right now. Long way to go, though. Minnesota just took the lead over Jacksonville by 2. Green Bay plays Seattle later. 1st and 10 Philadelphia, trailing by 2. 9:33 to go. Matthews swallowed up. Ricky Jean-Francois has made a couple of those plays in this half. Loss of 2.
You know, one thing you lose, Kevin, when you lose Brent Selleck, he's an excellent run blocker. And there's Trey Burton coming in. Ricky Jean-Francois just beats believe it was Matt Tobin Wisniewski, and Wisniewski in, filling in for Barber, who was filling in for Lane Johnson. It's just a vicious cycle for this Philadelphia offensive line.
Second down on the fake. Wentz stands in, gets thrown, ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Kelsey, and he advances for a yard and a half as Breeland and Ricky Jean-Francois came on in to converge on Wentz.
A really good job by Breeland. He runs right through the block of Ryan Matthews. Matthews needs to do a better job of that. Carson Wentz, you got to protect that football at that point. Breeland with an excellent play getting to the ball. Watch Matthews right in front of him. You got to keep your feet going and stay in front of him.
That was close. I thought Wentz was actually trying to get it to Matthews there, but that was risky. And now a 3rd down and 14 after the Washington sack. Blitz coming again. Wentz stands in, hit as he throws, complete. This is going to be a little short, I believe. The spot is critical. It's Burton on the catch. I think you have to go for it with no snapper. Let's see if he caught it.
It's a catch.
Yes,
Trey Burton really emerging as a nice option for these Philadelphia Eagles.
4th and 1, John. That's the initial measurement. I think Doug Peterson's asking for an actual measurement. Wentz got hit pretty good. So they're going to bring out the chance. Tell you what, he is tough, John. I mean, he really stands in and gets hit and delivers throws.
Hey, he threw 60 times last week. I'd venture to say he was hit on about 20 of those. He never flinched. I love his toughness.
I know you like the play he made after the interception last week, too.
You don't love interceptions, but I guarantee you he endeared himself to his teammates. The respect level just went way up with his toughness, the way he chased after Vontaze Burfict. That showed me a lot.
So a 4th down and 1. They've got no long snapper. I can't see them trying a field goal, even though it would put them ahead. Remember, they're down 2 long snappers if you just turned us on. John Dorenbos, the Pro Bowler, and Brent Selleck, the backup. And now Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, probably practicing for the first time at a long snap.
How do you think his heart rate's doing right now?
Oh, my goodness. So it's an easy decision to go here because of that. That one didn't look so good. 4th down, quarterback sneak, and he's got it. Second effort by Carson Wentz. Who needs a kicker, John? Let's go down to Pam Oliver for more on this situation.
Well, Kevin, it definitely got chaotic down here with Brent Selleck. He is definitely suffering from a stinger. His return is questionable. I've seen no one practicing snapping the ball to either kicker. Back to you.
We just spotted Kendricks. Pam is down the other side. Yeah, but he just started, and he's probably never done it before. So here are the Eagles. 1st and 10, under 7 minutes to go. Down by 2. Run it to Matthews. We get a flag. .45 pre-snap penalties for Philadelphia, most in the NFL. Maybe adding to it
Full
now.
start. Offense, number 61. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
John, that's just a ton of pre-snap penalties. Why? It seems like they have so much trouble snapping the ball.
Yeah, you know, on the road, you got an excuse. They're at home. It's quiet. It seems like there's just not continuity. And sometimes I think their center, Jason Kelsey, he doesn't have a rhythmic snap count. Now, that's good for not letting the defense jump, but it's working against this team. Bottom line, you got to be better.
Yeah, 1st and 15. 4-man rush. Wentz over the middle, high, incomplete. He was looking for Burton again. He brings up 2nd down. There have been missed opportunities in this game for Philadelphia. Jordan Matthews couldn't get his foot in. That would have been 7. Next play was an interception in the end zone. So there goes one opportunity. Then you had this 72-yard punt return touchdown brought back because of a penalty. Then your snapper is out. So Brent Selleck's first snap is low. They botch a field goal. Doug Peterson about to explode.
That's 17 points, Kevin. I mean, your 2-point game, they're down. That's 17 points that they've essentially given away by just not making the play, finishing the play.
2nd and 15. Blitz. They come near side screen. Aguilar racing through. Aguilar diving forward. Good efforts. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of a first down. Ertz and Turner had good blocks.
Well, here's why, Kevin, I like the moves that Doug Peterson is making of late. 2 games ago, he sat Nelson Aguilar. Watch the urgency that Nelson Aguilar is playing with. He's not going to just stop upon contact. He's going to run through tackles and fight for every inch. I think the message was sent loud and clear. He's responded. Good for Doug Peterson.
By the way, Trey Burton was out on that play. He practiced long snapping. Here's Matthews. And now another 4th down. Now what? Do you trust anyone to snap?
Now they're having tryouts on the Philly sideline.
They are. I think Burton might do it. Let's see. He just snapped it 3 times, and he might come out for a field goal. This is unbelievable.
Now he's putting his gloves back on as they decide to obviously go for it.
Look at this graphic.
This is crazy.
I mean, just crazy. And Doug Peterson said, I can't trust it. I got to go. 4th and 1 again. This would be a 40-yard field goal with no wind.
Second clock getting down there, the play clock.
He had no choice. Tried to change the play. Carson Wentz had to call a timeout there. Big 4th down coming up when we come back. This is really unbelievable. The Eagles have had tryouts for a long snapper because their top 2 are hurt. Now it's Trey Burton, and they decided during the timeout to try a field goal. Trey Burton snapped for 3 minutes, and now he's going to be snapping for a field goal to put the Eagles ahead. Incredible. 41-yard field goal attempt by Caleb Sturgis with Burton to snap. Donnie Jones, the punter, to hold. Snap is good. The kick is good. How about that?
Give Donnie Jones, the holder, a lot of credit. That was a high snap. He brought it down.
He sure did. But he got it there. And Donnie Jones put it home, and Sturgis did the rest. Wasn't pretty. Open tryouts in Philadelphia. Eagles in front. I've never seen a team on their 3rd long snapper in the same game until today. And what a save by Jones, the punter. Donnie Jones here.
He gets it down. Sturgis does a great job staying with his rhythm. And big kudos. Trey Burton, if they wind up winning this game, will have a game ball, not only for having 6 receptions, for volunteering to go long snap after there's no one else. What I love, now he puts on his gloves, he's going to go run down to cover a kickoff. Trey Burton doing it all for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, and by the way, put the Eagles in front. I mean, what a game. We had a couple old rivals playing for the 164th time. And Sturgis will kick it off. Now it's the Redskins' turn. Get the feeling this one isn't over. Here's Thompson. Makes a move across the 20. And that's where Kirk Cousins take over. For this Redskins team, down 1. So here's Burton now on the other side of it.
He put the gloves back on. He goes and he's at the point of attack. Throws the guy out of the way. He's down there, just missed. But you can't do it all, Trey Burton.
He's also got 6 catches for 49 yards.
We're playing Rocky music in Philly. It doesn't get any better than this, KB.
This is fun. Now let's see what Kirk Cousins and the Redskins have. Down by 1. A must-have game for them. Coming near side and incomplete. McKelvin, who had the pick 6 a little bit ago with the coverage on Garcon.
McKelvin's been great all day, with the exception of getting torched by Deshaun Jackson. But a credit to him. What do they always say about cornerbacks? You got to have a short memory. It hasn't scared him. He's still up playing bump and run against Garcon and finishing plays.
Tryouts continue for the long snapper on the Philadelphia sideline. Now Jay Good was trying it. Cousins looking, firing deep. He's got a man. Crowder makes the catch. And now the ball's on the ground. What's the ruling? Incomplete is the ruling. He could not bring it down. Rodney McLeod with a big hit.
Well, Rodney McLeod, his courage was called into question this week on a play down near the goal line. He shows a little courage right there, putting it on Jamison Crowder. got to control it through the process of going to the ground. That ball's loose as he's going down and then comes out. I think it's a good call.
Now, this is interesting, John. Jay Gruden has challenged us because you think about the catch, and to your point, I don't know if that was a bang-bang play. He turned. Technically, Gruden's challenging that was a fumble that he recovered. And obviously, why not? Because
Washington is challenging the ruling on the field.
that's on a third down.
Pass.
So Gruden challenges. We'll see when we come back. Mike Pereira, help us out with this.
This is another one of the tough ones. We've had our share. The question's going to be, think of a three-point process. He has to get control, 2 feet, and the element of time. And in real time, does he do that? Because if he does, I think the right hand's on the ball. Then it's a catch and down by contact. I think it's a good challenge by Jay Gruden. However, we have seen the league, when it comes to the possibility of bang-bang, stay with the calls that are on the field. But I actually like this, personally, more as a catch and a down by contact.
Mike, well, they're going to come out here with Correnti with the call, so hang on to that thought. Let's see.
After review, the Washington receiver was able to control the ball for a number of steps before he was contacted and hit the ground. Therefore, completed pass. Washington's ball first down at the 44-yard line. Washington will not be charged with a timeout.
Mike, you are fantastic. Great job as always.
Stay hot, Mike.
Unbelievable.
You're on fire.
It's like Kyle Schwarber in the World Series. Guy doesn't miss. So Mike Pereira, boy, we've had some really difficult calls for the crew. And Mike and Dean Blandino and the boys in New York doing a fine job to get it right. So huge. That was a third down instead of a 3 and out. Now here comes Washington down a point, 1st and 10 in Philly territory at the 44. Cousins rolling, looking, tucking and running is Kirk Cousins now. And he's going to get down to the 38.
You know what I like right there, though? The hustle by that guy, Fletcher Cox. We put him on the players to watch because I think he's got more in him. He's shown that more today. This is a 320-pound man. He's being blocked. Look at that hustle. Look at that want to. He's playing like his buddy Brandon Graham's been playing. That's what you pay a guy $103 million for, because they're 320 pounds, they're impactful, and they want.
Running, Kelly gets through, going to be short of a first by 2 yards. So it'll be a 3rd down and 2. Benny Logan, big old offensive tackle right there, and so another critical 3rd down.
Remember last time we were in this situation, it was the zone read that Kirk Cousins went to. Do they go there again?
Cousins, and we have no play. Timeout.
Timeout. Washington, they're first.
First timeout for the Redskins here to talk this over. This game has had some crazy swings. Redskins came back. They have 14 unanswered. They were up 8. Then Leotis McKelvin took one to the house. A pick 6 for him. So that certainly changed momentum. But then the Eagles were down by 2. They were on their 3rd long snapper, and somehow they were able to kick a field goal and take the lead. NFC East at its finest, John Lynch. This has been fun, but this is really now, here are the Redskins. Are they a playoff team or not? We're going to find out in the next 4 minutes or so.
Yeah, right here. Their coach called for urgency. Now's a good time to have it. 3rd and 1, your season on the line, your playoff hopes on the line. This is great stuff.
Cousins, blitz coming, going to dump it off, tops it incomplete. Jordan Hicks sniffed it out, and now a 4th down and 1. What would be a long field goal for Dustin Hopkins. This would be what, 53 yards if they try it. And what's Jay Gruden thinking?
And he's going to keep his offense out there. That was a tremendous job by Jordan Hicks. Watch him do your job. He does his job. That's his man. Go and get him. Outstanding by Jordan Hicks.
4th and 1. Play clock at 1. They're not going to get it off. He tried to call a timeout. Did they give it to him? They did. Whew, that was ultra close. And Washington uses their second timeout. So 2 timeouts in 2 plays. Lost track of the clock there. And we'll try it again.
Really interesting here, Kevin. 3 minutes left. Do you go for it? I think this is kind of an indictment on the defense. Do you have the faith on your defense to have the ability to get the ball back? If you don't, if you do punt, if you do go for the kick, interesting call here by Jay Gruden.
And they go empty backfield. Fourth down. They need a yard. Cousins near side. They get it. He fits it into a tight window to Garcon. And the Redskins keep on going.
Now this team's strength is their receiving core. And they go to their strength in the biggest situation. Leotis McKelvin's been making those plays. Credit to Kirk Cousins for throwing a dart. And Pierre Garcon for almost boxing out like a basketball player right there. That's clutch stuff by Kirk Cousins and Pierre Garcon.
Interesting stuff, right? They have a running back that we've been talking about in the breath of Marshawn Lynch today, and they go empty backfield, but they keep moving. Down by 1. 2:16 to go. Here is Kelly on the run this time, and he's fighting forward down to the 25. So they're well within Dustin Hopkins' field goal range now. The Eagles with only 1 timeout left to stop the clock, and then they'll have this, a 2-minute warning. Well, it's going to come down to the wire in Philadelphia. Eagles 22, Redskins 21. Washington in field goal range. High drama in the NFC East. Welcome those who just joined us. Along with Pam Oliver, John Lynch, I'm Kevin Burkhardt in Philadelphia. Redskins with the ball, down by 1. 2nd down and 6 at the Philly 26. Eagles only have 1 timeout to go. They'll pitch it to Thompson. Gets outside. Thompson makes a cut. Look at the room. Touchdown! Redskins take the lead.
Wow, you don't think it's valuable having your all-pro left tackle back? Where do they go in a pinch? They go right behind him. He's going to get out front, and Chris Thompson, he says, just get behind me. Trent Williams, that's a big boy out there, gets the block on Jalen Mills. And Chris Thompson, what a play. Dialed up by Sean McVay, Jay Gruden, and Bill Callahan. This offensive staff got a lot of mind power to it. And boy, this has been a dogfight, but just a huge play right there.
People call for the Redskins to run it more, and they run it in a critical spot, and now they'll go for 2. Up by 5. This would make it a 7-point game. Don't forget, the ball's live on these plays. We've seen it returned a couple times this year. Cousins back to throw, near side, incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Reed, who hasn't played much at all, especially in this second half, but it's incomplete. And so it's a 5-point lead with 1:53 to go. Eagles with 1 timeout. Well, what's Watts' touchdown in this block for Chris Thompson?
It's a tough play because you're expecting, you see Deshaun Jackson, he brings everyone the other way, and then a little counteraction out to Chris Thompson, and it puts the defense in a bind. And then big Trent Williams suspended. They missed him dearly. He's back, and that's what you can do with an all-pro at that position.
Fletcher Cox annoyed. Of course, the huge play was that challenge by Jay Gruden, that Crowder catch. It would have been a 3-and-out. But, John, here's the situation. We talk about growth for the young quarterback, and you've hashtagged a lot of different points what they have to do to get better next year and get him better. He's had opportunities to bring the team back, and he hasn't had one yet. So here's a golden opportunity for Carson Wentz right now to kind of see what he's got in these situations.
What a great opportunity. And I would tell you, Kevin, just the opportunity to be in this situation is invaluable for him. Look, I think we all know that the Eagles season's probably come and gone this year. Again, they're building so much for the future. I'm a big proponent that this guy's a stud. He's going to be great. Sooner or later, though, you got to go get that first come-from-behind victory. You know, we look at guys like Tom Brady who have 50. There was a first, and he's got to have his first.
What we had was a heck of a drive by Kirk Cousins and the Redskins to take the lead when they needed it most. And so they're up 5 with 1:53 to go. The Eagles start on their own 25. 5th lead change of this wild game. Here is the playoff picture as it stands right now. The Lions just won. They beat the Bears. They've got 9 wins already, so they're breathing down the Seahawks' neck for a first-round bye. Big game for Atlanta in L.A. later. Same thing for the Buccaneers in New Orleans in that NFC South, and the Giants obviously with the Cowboys tonight. So the Redskins with a win can easily move up the ladder quite quickly here today if they can hold on. NFC is so tight right now. And so here we go. Carson Wentz down by 5. 4-man rush. Going to throw near side. Jordan Matthews has to catch. Short gain, and he stays in bounds, so the clock's going to run. Quentin Dunbar on the stop. Again, only 1 timeout for Philadelphia.
You got plenty of time, but they need to show a little more urgency in between snaps, how quickly you get lined up.
A lot of time. Wentz over the middle. That's Matthews complete, falling forward to the 45. Minute 25 to go.
You got to stay aggressive if you're Joe Barry in this defense. Don't go into that shell just keeping the ball in front of you. You got to bring some pressure. You got to generate pressure on the young quarterback.
They do here. Here comes a blitz, but it's blocked up. Wentz firing complete. Burton, who's done it all today, down to the 40 with 1:06 to go. Eagles not using the timeout.
Trey Burton can play. This guy was a quarterback at the University of Florida some years ago. Now a third-year tight end really coming into his own.
54 seconds. Wentz stands in, pressure, got to run. Tosses it and just probably throws it away. Ertz was in the vicinity. And that'll stop the clock with 47 seconds to go.
Joe Barry, the last 2 snaps, starting to bring some pressure. The problem these Eagles have, Kevin, in the future, when people bring pressure, you say you invite pressure because that means you got one-on-ones outside. Not so sure who's the guy that can run by someone on this, and that emboldens guys like Joe Barry to play with that pressure because you aren't scared of anyone.
This would be the area, too, where Sproles would be on the field. Remember, he went out hurt back to the locker room. Second and 10. Wentz inside, complete, and out of bounds. It's Jordan Matthews. A first down for Philadelphia. That will stop the clock with 42 seconds to go.
That's a big-time throw right there by Carson Wentz. A long way. Good job by Jordan Matthews pushing the route. Don't know why Toller playing so deep, though, on Jordan Matthews. Not a speed guy. Got to continue to stay aggressive. Aggressive doesn't mean just blitz. It means challenge people. Challenge people outside.
Need a touchdown. 1 timeout for Philadelphia. Near side again, incomplete. A little too far for Aguilar, and a second down.
Tighter coverage that time by Greg Toller. He learned his lesson. And when you contest throws, it makes it a lot tougher to complete them.
The Eagles can still go down the middle of the field. They've got a timeout left and 39 seconds to go. Reminder, Game 2, America's Game of the Week. Most of you will see Seattle at Green Bay. It was snowing earlier. That's a great one. So has been this one from Philadelphia. Redskins up by 5. Eagles trying to pull out the win. On second down, pressure. Wentz sees it, gets rid of it, incomplete. Off the fingertips of Ryan Matthews.
There's your point, Kevin. That's Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was taken out with a hit that brought out a penalty. Ryan Matthews, he's not a third down back. That's usually Darren Sproles. With Sproles, that's likely a catch and maybe a lot more after it.
So you've got 35 seconds left, but you've got a 3rd and 10. You need a touchdown. A lot on the plate. You do have a timeout to use. And now Washington calls their final timeout. So the Redskins will talk it over with 35 seconds to go. This has been some game. 5 lead changes. This second half, there has been all kinds of stuff. Brent Selleck, after John Dornbos, the Pro Bowl snapper, got hurt. Selleck came in, missed a field goal. Then the Redskins, Garcon with the touchdown. The pick 6, McKelvin, another. Eagles trying to come back here. They failed on the 2-point conversion. They were down 2. Then Chris Thompson on the pitch puts the Redskins up. They fail on the 2-point conversion. Missed in there too was an Eagles field goal with their 3rd long snapper of the game in Burton. It's been a lot happen from Philadelphia today, John.
It's been a lot of great stuff. I think Washington playing like their playoff lives are at stake, and Philly responding to the call from their coach for max effort. It's made for a very intriguing game.
Wentz at 301 yards on the day, but down by 5. Third down. 4-man rush. Stands in. Fires complete. First down. Inside the 15 are the Eagles with Ertz. And will they use their timeout here? Waiting for a signal. Looks like it. The Eagles use their final timeout with 26 seconds left. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 14.
Kevin, you fight in this league for these situations to get in 3rd and 10s. And they've done it all year. They do the hard part, but then they miss the layup, which is getting off the field on 3rd down. If you're Duke Iannacho, sit at the sticks. You know that's where he's stopping. It's frustrating. It's frustrating for the Washington Redskins. You got to fix it, not only if you're going to get to the playoffs, if you're going to have any success in the playoffs.
There's no doubt. Meanwhile, Zach Ertz, after getting roasted in this town this week, has had a nice day. 10 catches, now 112 yards. And the Eagles down by 5 at the 14. No timeouts left. 26 seconds left. And a first down. Buckle your seatbelts. Wentz. Pressure up the middle, rolls away, just throws it up for the end zone, incomplete. Aguilar was there, he had to get rid of it. The sack with no timeouts would have been a disaster, so 2nd down.
Trent Murphy doing a great job making Wentz flush. Trent Murphy going to come in on a stunt. He's not picked up. That makes Carson Wentz leave the pocket, and Ryan Kerrigan right there to rush the throw. That's good team rush right there.
21 seconds to go. Need a touchdown. Wentz, pressure coming, drilled, ball is loose, it's on the ground, picked up, Washington, Murphy, the Redskins are going to win it. Ryan Kerrigan did the work and Murphy finished it off.
Well, they show pressure and then they bluff out, but Ryan Kerrigan just goes right by the backup to the backup to the backup right tackle Matt Tobin, and eventually the injuries for the Philadelphia Eagles come back to bite them. I think a valiant effort for the Philadelphia Eagles. Wentz, you got to get rid of the ball, but your right tackle's got to block Ryan Kerrigan as well.
Your 4th right tackle of the year, and Kerrigan burned him for the strip sack. Well, Wentz led a beautiful drive, and it ended on the sack. And John, you were begging for the Redskins to get off the field. It took a while, but they finally did. And their playoff hopes are well alive because of it. What a game here in Philadelphia today. Heartbreak, though, for those Eagles and Doug Peterson, as they're about to lose their 4th in a row. 12 seconds left. Washington will take a knee. That'll do it. Wild game in the NFC East. The 164th meeting between these two had a little bit of everything. Had some bad feelings. 5 lead changes. And Carson Wentz tried to pull it out in the end, but it was Ryan Kerrigan with a strip sack to end it. And Washington with the win may leap back into the playoff picture depending on what happens later today. They're now 7-5-1. The Eagles fall to 5-8 with their 4th straight loss. We talked about Wentz leading at the end, but there's Kirk Cousins, John, and he led this team on a drive. Ended up being the go-ahead drive.
Yeah, offensively, they're as good as there is in this league. They're starting to really grow that running game around Rob Kelly and that offensive line. And then we know about the weapons outside that Cousins has at his disposal.
The question is, can they get enough defense? They did at the end today. The Redskins win it dramatically in Philadelphia. For Pam Oliver, John Lynch, I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Thanks for watching. Back to Los Angeles. Kurt Menefee and the guys have more. Kurt.